Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into something pretty deep, a conversation between a father and a son, all about the nature of the soul. We're going to use their story to unpack some huge ideas.
And it all kicks off with this one. Simple, but absolutely massive question from the son. What's the difference between my soul and my physical body? I mean, wow. That question just drops us right into the deep end, doesn't it? And the answer here really sets the stage for everything that follows.
So, to get started, the father uses a pretty cool metaphor. It's meant to help us get our heads around this big idea, the relationship between our eternal soul and our temporary body. It seems straightforward at first, but trust me, there's a really important twist.
Okay, so check this out. It's a comparison between your foot and your shoes and your soul and your body. But here's the kicker. The most important part isn't how they're alike, it's how they're different. See, a foot just wears out a shoe, right? But a soul, the idea here is that a soul actively transforms the body it's in. It can make it healthier, or it can totally run it into the ground.
And that leads us to this really crucial point. It's saying that your body's health, it's not just about what you eat or how much you work out. It's a reflection of your soul's health. And the soul isn't nourished by food and water, but by something they call spiritual energy.
All right, so the next section tackles a question that I'm sure has crossed your mind. I know it's crossed mine. If all our souls are basically made from the same stuff, why are we all so different?
Yeah, the son puts it perfectly. He asks, if we all come from the same source, why are some people so brilliant and, well, others are like total black holes? You know the type. They just suck the life out of a room. This question leads to another really great analogy.
So imagine souls are like brand new, crisp $1 bills fresh from the mint. They all look the same, they have the same value, the same potential, but each one has a unique serial number. Now, fast forward 40 years. What do those dollar bills look like? They're all over the place, right? Their journeys have completely changed them.
And this is such a brilliant way to think about it. The path each soul or each dollar takes is completely unique. Maybe one was used for something beneficial, like buying food for someone. Another might have been used for something harmful. One could be donated to a good cause, while another is framed in chairs forever. It's that journey, the story tied to that unique serial number that makes all the difference. Okay, so this next section gets really practical, especially if you're young. It's the totally logical next question. Why bother with all this soul stuff now? I've got my whole life ahead of me, right? What's the rush?
And the son basically says, yeah, I can be some goody-goody saint when I'm old and there's nothing else to do. And let's be honest, a lot of us have probably felt that way at some point. It feels like something you could put off. But the father's answer here suggests that waiting, well, it comes with a hidden price.
He brings up the story of his own grandmother, which is pretty powerful. When she was in her 20s, she just never got around to learning to drive, or ride a bike, or swim. Then, by her 40s, she was busy raising a huge family, and this just reinforced the idea that it was too late. By her 70s, she was still dependent on other people for things she could have easily learned decades earlier. Her life was stalled.
And this gets to the core idea of what they call crystallized beliefs. The point is, putting things off isn't harmless. The longer you wait, the more your beliefs can harden, kind of like setting concrete. It becomes so much harder to change or learn new things. It's basically the science behind you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's not impossible, but man, it's a lot harder.
All right, so the conversation is about to take a really sharp turn here. We're moving from the personal cost of not developing yourself to something much, much bigger. We're talking about the ultimate deadline. So the son Evan brings up a belief that's super common and, let's face it, really comforting. He says his trusted source tells him that everybody goes to heaven because the Creator is all forgiving. No matter what you did, you get a pass.
The father's response? A single word. Nope. Just nope. And with that, he completely flips that comforting idea on its head.
And here's the uncomfortable truth he lays out. He says that souls that are corrupted just aren't allowed to contaminate heaven. So the Creator can actually uncreate or dissolve souls that haven't developed. It's like being spiritually erased. And he adds that for a lot of souls, that time period has already ended.
This is where the urgency just skyrockets, because the number of lifetimes many souls have left to either graduate or be abolished is one. Just one. According to this view, for many people alive right now, this is it. This is the final chance. No do-overs.
And let's be super clear about what spiritual dissolution means here. This isn't reincarnation, it's not being reborn as a new soul. It means being wiped clean. Your unique identity, your memories, that special serial number we talked about, it's all gone. Your essence just returns to this big general use energy lake.
Okay, so after all that, after the what, the why, and the incredibly urgent why now, the conversation finally gets to the most practical question of all. Evan finally gets it. The stakes are incredibly high, so he moves past all the abstract ideas and asks the real question. Okay, so how do I actually develop a healthy soul? How do I do this?
And the process is described as this flow of spiritual energy. It's a 4-step cycle. First, you connect to what's called a divine source. Then, you receive a sort of daily quota of pure energy from it. But it doesn't stop there. Step 3 is crucial. You have to infuse that energy with things like wisdom and virtue. And finally, you stream that good, virtuous energy back out into the world. It's not just about taking in, it's about transforming and giving back.
And this right here is maybe the most important part of the whole thing. After all this, Evan doesn't just blindly believe his dad, and he doesn't just dismiss it either. He decides to investigate for himself. The point isn't to just accept it all, it's to start your own journey of discovery. So, that's where we're going to leave you, right where Evan's journey is just beginning. We've laid out this whole framework, this trail of clues about soul health. The final question is for you. If this is a trail of clues, where does your investigation begin?